is everybody doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight, guys? We need no company. So while, so while I'm driving and drinking some water to quench my thirst on this year journey, I decided to pull over and check in with y'all. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I know it's Monday night, and usually on a Monday night we come together and do a little bit of chit-chatting around this time of the night. So my skin's been itching me. I say, even though I'm driving, you know, I won't be able to stop to conduct a live. So hey, why not? Let's just do it the way we can. Alright. So I'm not looking. I don't need my eyes to conduct the live. All I need is my mouth. And my voice. So here we go. So we are talking tonight. Welcome, guys. How are y'all doing? We are talking tonight. All right. That's the end of my water. I was a little bit thirsty there. But anyway, Sister Arlies, how are you doing, my darling? How are you doing, my love? Good to see you. What's up? What's going on with you today? Tonight. So tonight, guys, we are going to talk a little bit. You can talk about anything you don't want to talk about, and you can put it in the chat and we can talk about it. But I don't know how many of you were in the Bible reading this morning. The Bible reading this morning has been resting heavily on my heart all day. I just have to admit to y'all, it has been resting heavily on my heart all day, because I remember when I first started. Albert, como está, mi amor? How are you doing, Albert? I remember when I first started reading the book of Jeremiah. And there were lots of people who were like, wow, they were so relieved, you know. Family members and friends were like, oh, we are so relieved. Oh, you are onto the book of Jeremiah. Oh, Jeremiah is such a fascinating book. Jeremiah is was such a great prophet. Jeremiah was so, and I thought, well, if Jeremiah was such a great prophet, I can't wait to read about all the greatness that Jeremiah wrote about in his contribution to the Bible, in his writings. I cannot wait to read all the exciting stuff that he wrote as it pertains to the children of Israel, of which he was a part. I tell you, them say reading make it a man. I saw them say no. Them say reading make it a man. Let me tell you something. Reading make it more than a man. Because had I not taken on this, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something before I say anything else. This is one thing. When my days on earth is over, one thing I shall be pleased about is the fact that I took the time. To read this Bible. I don't know why. The Bible has been misrepresented over and over and over again. And now I don't want all these religious zealots to come at me and talking this and talking that and talking crap in my ears about blasphemy and all them foolishness. So keep it to yourself. I beg you, please keep it to yourself. Because it might be because of fear, and the fear of that supposed blasphemy that has caused y'all not to be reading the Bible for yourselves and understanding it. Because the English version of the Bible, if you read and understand English, it's not too hard to understand. It is not too hard to understand. Now people are not like here when you peruse the Bible, but the Bible really needs some perusal because of its influence. And you cannot have a book that is so influential on every aspect of your life and you not take time to read it. And you just sit down and make somebody tell you what in it. Make somebody tell you what it say. And you not read it for yourself. And you not try to understand it for yourself. Come on now, you gotta do better. But let me tell you, say, my eye opener in reading the Bible has come from the book of Jeremiah, where every single person that I have met, you understand, priests, pastor, religious people, ordinary man, it seems like say everybody has been holding Jeremiah in such high esteem. They have been holding Jeremiah in such high esteem that you can't say nothing at all about Jeremiah. When I started reading chapter 1 and chapter 2, me say, but mine is sound like a Jeremiah is a crook. And so my mother said, Trev, watch him out. Watch him out. Man, what you saying about the man of God? So, mommy, take your time and sit down one side there, so you see. You take your time and sit down right there, so because you know say, me know say when me they say, I know me I make it up, you know. And what the Bible has said. You understand? All right. You're not alone, sis. Aurelie, me glad me I read it with you because me have so many questions. Exactly. You are not alone, my love. I have so many questions. Even today, I went back into 2 Kings to go read, because in 2 Kings it had spoken about King Jehoiakim. King Jehoiakim was once the ruler of Jerusalem, of Israel. And I wanted to find out how did King Jehoiakim die, because remember, King Jehoiakim was referenced in Jeremiah. Remember, Jeremiah was alive during the time when King Jehoiakim, Jeremiah lived, excuse me. Jeremiah lived through, I believe, 5 kings of Israel. So he was around when King Joachim existed. And so I realized that from the readings this morning, it didn't say how King Joachim died. Because usually the king had to die for someone else to succeed the throne. And it usually is one of his sons who usually ascends to the throne after the death of his father. So I did not see where King Joachim had died in Jeremiah so far. But I saw where King Nebuchadnezzar had appointed Zedekiah to the throne of Israel. So I went back into the Kings today to find out what exactly happened to King Joachim. Because remember, he had burnt up the scroll. He had burnt up the scroll that Jeremiah had Baruch write. King Joachim had thrown it in the fire. So I was thinking that maybe some kind of a destruction took Joachim, and either he passed away or, or he was murdered. But I didn't see Jeremiah say anything about that. So when I went back into the Kings, it said that he had ruled for 3 months. And then Nebuchadnezzar had come up to overthrow Israel during the 8th year of Joachim's reign. And that Jehoiakim died, and his son Jeroboam, or something like that, don't quote me on that part. I think his name begins with a J too. And his son Jeroboam, or something like that, reigned in his stead. And I said, hold up. Wait a minute now. That's not what happened according to the book of Jeremiah. So you're not alone, my love, with the little questions. Because according to the book of Jeremiah, King Jehoiakim's son Conan was not allowed to ascend to the throne after his father. But instead, Nebuchadnezzar had appointed Zedekiah to the king, thereby ending the reign of the seed of David, because Zedekiah was not supposed to be the one to succeed the throne. All right? Without the knowledge of the Father. All right? All right. So, in the Bible, we have noticed that the thrones are succeeded by descendants of the king. We see David gave over to his son Solomon. Solomon gave over to his son Rehoboam. Rehoboam gave over to his son, who was that? Adonijah, whatever his name was. And we have seen all along where that's how Israel was being ruled. But in Jeremiah, Nebuchadnezzar, the enemy of the Jews, stepped in and he appointed Zedekiah to the throne, thereby disinheriting Jehoiakim's son Conan. And me make it up, as the Bible said. So how come in the book of Kings, the Bible is going to say that Jehoiakim passed away and his son Jeroboam reigned in his stead, and that he reigned for 3 months, and then in the 8th year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar came up and conquered Israel. Does that make any sense to you? Because it's sure as heck makes no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. But we're going to continue reading the book of Jeremiah, going back and referencing in the Kings and in the Chronicles, and see how they line up. Because Sister Aurelie, you are not the only one with questions. I have questions from here to New York. I have questions far higher than the Eiffel Tower. I have a lot of questions because the stories are not adding up. And I understand that if different people give an account of an event, there are going to be some kind of distortion based on an individual's bias, based on their acknowledgements, based on their presence. The information will never come out to be the exact same information. If I went to the fair and I wrote an account of the fair, and you went to the fair and you wrote an account of the fair, and somebody else went to the fair and wrote an account of the fair, my golly, there are some things that are going to be the same in each of our writings, but it is not all going to be the same. There are some objective things like where the fair was held, you know, how much it was to get into the fair, maybe about some of the booths that were present at the fair. Those objective information will be the same. But if I talk about how I felt about being at the fair and what I thought about the performances of the artists at the fair and which artists I had seen before and how many times I'd been at the fair and so forth, my writing and your writing are going to be similar, but starkly different. And this is exactly what I'm finding in the Bible. Different people have given accounts of similar occurrences. However, the accounts are different based on the person's experience, the person's biases, and several other factors. So the information, all the information is not the same. It's not the same. Aurelie says sometimes I'm afraid to say I really want to. I don't want to flap in God's face. That is understandable, my love. That is understandable. You know, I usually say that as well, that, you know, but it is very, very important that we read the Bible for ourselves. I don't believe that me reading the Bible from the beginning to the end will dissuade me from believing that there certainly has to be a higher being. There has to be, and I'll just leave it at that. But when it comes to the Bible, reading and understanding, I am not afraid to question the things that I have found in the Bible, because to me the Bible is a book. The Bible is just a book. I am not afraid to question the things that I have found in the Bible. And if everybody is going to say that the Bible, whatever is in the Bible is true, and it was written by men inspired by God, then why am I finding all these discrepancies? When I ask that question, they say, well, you know, the Bible has been rewritten and reinterpreted. So has been rewritten and reinterpreted many times, and that's what could have contributed to the controversy. Well, if that's what you believe, go ahead and believe that. But when I read the stories, I would have Joseph. Well, I'm a little dark night doing so. Joseph at night. Yes, good things happen at night. Yeah, I don't mind driving the night. The night is cooler, there is less traffic. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind roughing it through the night. Yeah. It's okay, Joseph. Don't keep me company for the next 4 hours. Yeah, we'll be all right. I've done this North Carolina now. This month make 11 years since we're in North Carolina. Yeah, the day before Thanksgiving. Yeah, 11 years now since we're in North Carolina. And I have done this journey from North Carolina to Miami at least 6 times for the year. I have done this journey at least. I'm gonna put it and say 6 times for the year. So 6 times 11. 6 times 11, 66. So I've done this journey 66 times. Yeah, put it at that. So I don't mind. And I usually night. You don't like drive at night? Are you afraid of Jojo? Yeah, one. I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid of nothing. Take my time, drive one. By the time I reach home, Martin, I stress myself, Joe. I start taking a look at time and drive one. No one nobody acting. Well, that is not true. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why Miami was 50 degrees. I'm going up north where it's supposed to be getting colder. It'll get warmer. I guess it's just going to get warmer in Florida and then get colder over in Georgia, North South Carolina. Y'all know what I mean. But it's okay. We will work it out. But anyway, yeah, man, this is a piece of cake for me. One nice piece of fruit cake. This is a nice piece of fruit cake for me, Joseph. Yeah. When we just jump in, jump on, and do it just like this, yeah. But anyway, when I talk about the Bible, I understand early that a lot of people are are afraid to question the Bible because, as I said before, they are afraid that they are going to blaspheme or them ask questions. And you see, that is what pastors, that is what pastors rely on. They rely on the fact that you're not going to read and you're not going to ask questions because you are so afraid. You ever hear when the pastor them a preach? You want to go to Miami for Christmas, Joe? You're kidding. They ain't have to talk to me and tell me about. But I plan to come down here for Christmas, as a matter of fact. Over this year I've been down there way more times than in any one year. You know, wasn't planning on coming for Christmas. But you never know what can happen, because if something happen and my daughter call me or my mother call me and I say me not come, before you know it, I reach a Miami. Like her. Let's see. You understand? So that's how that is. You never know. Yes, my game breaks are good. I have yeah man, my breaks. Good man. My breaks good, sis. I have gas. Breaks good, I have gas. Yeah, I'm in no hurry, nobody not run after me. Yeah, that's all I have to do. So I have one. I swear some I have one. Swear some I have one cheese it, yeah, so and I could have look for the cheese it. I could have look for the cheese it till me eye them dark. I don't know what they come in. But anyway, maybe one at a time when I stop I will find it. Oh, so Joseph, I fly you would fly or drive? And you never know, a lot of times when family members are bug you, so say come. It's good for you go, because you never know. It might rather be the last time you see them. You never know. Because life is so fragile. Oh, fly. Okay. And everybody brave like me. And flying gonna take you just about maybe 2 hours, which is okay, not bad. Quick time you are there. But me and my nonsensical crazy self, I hit the road. I hit the road driving, and that's okay. But anyway, now I continue. talking. I'm going to continue talking about sorry guys, come here, eat one cookie. But I'm going to continue to talk about this stuff that I found in the Bible. And I was talking about Jeremiah in particular. Yeah, back to the Bible. But talk about Jeremiah in particular. So you remember when we first started reading Jeremiah? Jeremiah, the Lord tell him, him not for have first, him not for have no, him not for have no wife and no children because he not for distract from the Lord's work. No, God not tell Jeremiah so. All right. Jeremiah said, the Lord tell him, say, prophets before him were liars. They came in his name and told the people, they came in his name. I wonder if an accidental person. He said that the Lord said the people, the prophets, his name, and they told the people to do things in his name that he did not say. And remember that? He said they caused the people to act based on lies. That made me ask the question now. Oh, the furthest you drift to Windsor, you don't do it alone. Sister Arliss, me love the driving. Me no mind. Me no want to fly. When me reach Miami, me want to have my car to go about my business. A friend of mine was telling me, say, when me reach Miami, me should have just rent. Me should have just rent a car. But oh well. Just drive me one car and cruise around town. Do a minute. I look at one accident up here, so. I look for this and I can't find it. But anyway. Oh, teacher. But anyway. Yeah, so Jeremiah said, the Lord told him that the prophets before him were liars. Them come in the Lord's name. Them said the Lord dreamed to them. And the Lord tell them this and that. And it was not true. Now you see, right yesterday was where I started to doubt the veracity of Jeremiah's story. You understand? Because remember, excuse me guys, before Jeremiah, there were other prophets who were considered to be great prophets. Samuel, Elijah, Elisha, many of them. You understand? There were hundreds of prophets before Jeremiah. Okay. If Jeremiah said those were liars, Joshua, all the others who were prophets. Jeremiah said they were liars because God told him so. And God said never tell them to do not sacrifice and burn no incense to him. So is Jeremiah therefore implying that the teachings of Moses to the children of Israel was a lie? That's my question. Because if he said the prophets before him were all liars, and God said he never tell them to tell the people them to make no sacrifice and to burn no incense to him. So all along, when the children of Israel been making sacrifices and burning incense to their God, was it all in vain? And you see, that's why them say believe kill and believe cure. Because everybody believe what they believe is right. You understand? And even when you can't verify what you believe, people still believe that their belief is the right belief. And you see, and that's why we have so much denomination and so much religion. Because even the very people, when I make nobody tell me about no blasphemy, but when you ask questions about the Bible, don't be intimidated. Because even the very people who are reading the Bible cannot agree. That was one of my first questions as a little girl. How comes everybody read the same Bible, but they cannot agree? How comes? You understand? All right. Listen, all the other prophets seem to be all right. Everybody wants to present themselves to be closest to the Lord because that will make them more believable. Coming and saying that they saw the Lord on the road to Damascus, them saw the Lord in their dream, they saw the Lord somewhere, the Lord talked to them, the Lord tell them figure put on linen clothes and take it off and put it by the river and go back after how much days, go dig it up and all them something. So the more they say that they had an encounter with the Lord, the more believable they make themselves. And that is why all those people call themselves prophets were so determined to convince the people that what they were telling the people was true because they claim it came from the Lord. Not Nagoso. Not Nagoso. Not Nagoso. Bunch of lies. Because remember, guys, even Job, the story of Job is used by just about every religion, every denomination. Everybody who have been to any church at all know the story of Job. Where Job is the epitome of faith and resilience. And those are characteristics that religion wants you to uphold. So they use Job as a symbol of faith. And even Job made sacrifices daily How comes God never tell Job say, "Top make them sacrifice here because me never tell nobody to make no sacrifice"? Listen to me now, people. How comes? Remember said Job, same talk to the Lord, you know. How comes the Lord didn't tell Job? Said Job, whoever convinced you that you needed to make all these sacrifices, don't believe them because I never told anybody so. Job continued to make sacrifices, for him, pitney them. In his children's absence, he continued to make sacrifices for his children every day. In the event that his children sinned, in the event you understand? In the event that his children sinned, he would have already made an atonement for them by having sacrificed, for them already. But me not read now where God tell Job say it was wrong of him to make those sacrifices. But here comes Jeremiah saying the Lord tell him, so the prophets before him were liars. Jeremiah present himself now as the more plausible of all the prophets. He is the one to be revered. And so when the devil they come to come convince you of something, he come clothed in the whole armor, claims him coming at the armor of God. Jeremiah come for come love bomb the people them. To tell the people them say God said this and God said that. And then try to discredit the prophets before him. Say God say him never tell the prophets them before him anything. And right there, so I knew Jeremiah was up to no good. Now let's move on to what else happened with Jeremiah. Jeremiah go to the temple, Jeremiah preach at the gates and tell the people them, say God tell him to come warn them and say that they are going to be devoured. They are going to be devoured by the sword, famine, and pestilence. Okay? Jeremiah told the people, Mr. Joseph, you see what me talk about, Joseph? You see what me talk about? So the people then refuse to make him go into the temple because it's clear that the people did not believe Jeremiah. The people had a lot of doubts about Jeremiah's loyalty to the Jews. Jeremiah was not loyal to the Jews. And from the beginning, when Jeremiah said that the Lord told him, Jeremiah said, everything Jeremiah said, he said, the Lord tell him so. Jeremiah said, the Lord tell him, say, Nebuchadnezzar are going to come up in a Jerusalem and take the people them and carry them to to Babylon. And there's going to be a war, and the people them are going to be slaughtered by the sword. They are going to be taken, many of them are going to be taken into captivity. They're going to be taken captives. and taken into Babylon. And those who were left, who did not die by the sword, or were not taken by force, or did not die by famine or pestilence, that God tell him, say, those people must go down to Babylon, go serve Nebuchadnezzar voluntarily. Now, why would God, what they go on here, so? Blouse and skirt, what an accident. Mighty God. Whoops. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I hope everybody is okay. Don't seem so. Because there's police, fire truck, ambulance, everything. But anyway, so my question remains. Why would the Lord, who they say entreats the Jewish people to serve no other God but him, who tells the Jewish people, who punishes the Jewish people according to the Bible, who punishes the Jewish people for having strayed and gone to serve Baal? Why would this God turn around and tell these people to go to Babylon to serve Nebuchadnezzar? Why? Does that make sense? Because when the people go down to serve Nebuchadnezzar, him say, God tell him the people, they must go down there, they must go have children, they must go farm their garden, they must go and go live them life just like how they would have been living their lives in Jerusalem. They must go on down, they go live their life the same way. And he will come for them after 70 years. Now, this is where me confused. This is where me confused. Because how God I go come for them after 70? You know the changes that will occur amongst the Jews over a 70-year period. If they are living in a strange land, living by different rules, different religious rule, different religious order, it's almost like the teachings, the Jewish teachings, are going to die out over that 70 years. So what gonna go come back for them for? What would be the point of annihilating them, eliminating them, having them, having the whole Jewish armor dismantled, and then to go gather them and bring them back together? That makes sense after 70 years? Traditions become lost after 70 years. So what am I going to do? Start over with a new Moses and one new set of people being taken out of Babylon, marching just like how they march out of Egypt? Does that make sense? And the same way, so them so-called Christian call up God's name, but God say, oh, God said this and God said that, when God not tell them nothing. Is the living truth to tell Joseph? It is the truth. It is the truth. Them a talk about God tell them this and God tell them that. God not tell them nothing. God don't tell them nothing. Them lie like us get up a pastor. Lie. Lie them lies. So God tell them this and God tell them that. Not go so. Not go so. You understand? You understand? So right there, some know say Jeremiah not telling the truth. I say when the people them did make off time to take off his head, I don't know why Them never do it. You understand? Because now the people are fed up with him. Because every day him come and I prophesy, and I tell the people them what God say. And him not tell the people them nothing that God say that is good for the Jews. Everything him say for them is pure destruction. Them are go dead. Them are go dead by the sword. Them body are go stay out in the fields to the beasts, a fowl of the air and the beast, dog are gonna. That sound like some kind of Jezebel burial. Dog are gonna eat them and the fowls of the air are gonna eat them and stuff like that. That's not nothing good. Jeremiah had nothing good to say to those people or for those people. Nothing good. And that is why when Jeremiah said that the Lord was talking to him and he wanted Baruch to write what the Lord was telling him. After Baruch had written what Jeremiah claimed that the Lord had told him. But Jeremiah couldn't even go into the temple, go read it to the people because he was banned from going into the temple. And all them some of the Christians that talk about, oh, Jeremiah was being persecuted because they're not reading the Bible for themselves and see that Jeremiah was not being persecuted because he was standing up for God. Jeremiah was being barred from entering the temple because Jeremiah was a devil. And the people were not in agreement with the things that Jeremiah was saying and claiming that the Lord had told him. All things against the Jews. I mean, I understand how the Jewish people are supposed to be the chosen people, are supposed to be. I mean, now me I talk about according to the Bible, this is not from me, this is according to the Bible. Chosen people, the people who the Lord promised. Remember the Lord promised Abraham that his seed shall multiply and cover the whole earth, and that there shall be lots of riches in his storehouse, and he shall rule over nation. And remember, that's what the Lord promised Abraham. That's all of this. Now with Abraham's son Jacob, he promised Jacob that you will get all these things just as I had promised your father Abraham. So I don't understand how the Lord promised Jacob and Jacob's seed all these good things. Power and strength and money and multiplication in numbers of the people who are Jews. So many good things. And yet the Lord, I gotta say, he wants to destroy them. He wants to destroy them totally from the face of the earth. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That's very conflicting. Because if you want me to prosper, you can't kill me. That's counterproductive. Because I can't prosper when I'm dead. You understand, guys? I can't prosper when I'm dead. So all you are going to want for slay me, and at the same time you want me to prosper. That don't make no sense. So that was why Jeremiah was barred from the temple, because the people had lost faith in him, because the things that he was saying the Lord had told him were not only were they unreasonable, but they were all against the Jewish people. So that's why they barred. People say, I don't want to hear nothing from you, because you're too lie. You come and say the other people before you were liars, but you are the biggest liar. That's why the people barred him out of the temple. But he continued. He continued. Why? Why Jeremiah continued? Because Jeremiah was working with Nebuchadnezzar. Jeremiah was Nebuchadnezzar's paid confederates. Jeremiah was the undercover, the mole in the Jewish camp who was feeding information to the enemy Nebuchadnezzar, so that Nebuchadnezzar could know when, where, and how to attack the Jews successfully. You always have to have a mole in the camp. You always have to have a mole in the camp. Because if you don't have a mole in the camp, you are not going to know what the camp is planning. So Jeremiah was the one who was getting the information. Yeah. And feeding the information to Nebuchadnezzar, so that Nebuchadnezzar could know when to attack the Jews. And no, no, I'm wrong, because in Jeremiah chapter 37 and 38, it is all laid out there. The king, when Baruch went to the king, when Baruch went to read what was on the scroll that he had written for the king, everybody sort of laughed like, what in the world is this what Jeremiah said the Lord tell him? Nobody don't believe on what Jeremiah said. Them tried to threaten the king to say, they are going to, if the king destroy this writing, destruction are going to take the king. Jeremiah knows that if the king destroy it, destruction is going to take the king, because he knows that he will tell Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar will send his army to come and cause harm to the king. So Jeremiah knew that. So that's why he was so confident in saying that if the king destroyed the scroll, the king is going to face some serious punishments. Jeremiah knew all along. When Jeremiah, after King Nebuchadnezzar appointed Zedekiah to the throne. Did you all not hear from this morning's reading how King Zedekiah and Jeremiah sat there and conspired? Zedekiah said to Jeremiah, if the people, the men in the house, the princes, they might want to finish what they started. Because remember, they had thrown Jeremiah down in the pit. And King Zedekiah sent to go take him out. Yeah. And they took him out and brought him to King Zedekiah. And Zedekiah sat there and talked with Jeremiah. And I go say, when him and Jeremiah part company, if anybody asks Jeremiah what him talk to the king about, you hear all the king tell him say for life, tell them one thing when another them talk about. Yeah. And how Nebuchadnezzar came up and fought against the Jews at that time. That is because Jeremiah gave Nebuchadnezzar the tips that he needed to come up and successfully overthrow the Jews. Jeremiah was no holy prophet. Jeremiah was no holy prophet. I say that repeatedly, Jeremiah was a crook. He was a crook. Jeremiah 38 said, Jeremiah was there in Jerusalem when King Nebuchadnezzar come up and besieged the city. He was there. Okay? I bet he was. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow morning we'll continue reading. Tomorrow morning we'll read. Oh, this one I want to. Yeah, tomorrow morning no, we will be over here reading verses 39 and 40. Mm-hmm. As we continue to delve into the life of Jeremiah and the things that he wrote as it pertains to the good book. Okay? So if you are think I just Trevor blah blah our mouths, please go take the Bible and read it for yourselves. Full time, I want to make people stop telling you what in there. Go and read it. I want to follow me as I read. Let me see what Joseph say. Joseph said, oh, okay. Yeah, everybody said God tell them something. God tell them this, God tell them that. I may believe in us that God not tell them nothing. But them have to make their story believable. And to make the story believable, them have to say, God know about it. Them have to say God know about it. And boy, I'm telling you guys, the Bible is so fascinating. Yeah, so that's where we end this morning on Jeremiah. We ended at chapter 38. In the morning we will read 39 and 40. I'm going to see what else. Well, that's it for the dreams of Jeremiah. We don't want no more dreams. No more dreams. But you see, we get to look a deeper look into the eyes, the plans of Jeremiah when we come back tomorrow. That's where I'm going to leave Jeremiah off. That's where I'm going to leave him right now. When I just come down and I feel sleepy. Ooh. Yeah. I'm pretty soon I'm gonna stop, I see them in drive one already. What? Yeah, no baby. Ori, type of time and time. Yeah. And so the live here I go run until until we reach our rest stop. I don't see no sign of a rest stop. And I promised myself what it going up here, so what it going is almost the roadside assistance. Where I get an order. Excuse me. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Excuse me. Just I look for a rest stop. And I'm find a rest stop, my girl. I lay down and read something. I rest myself. Until I'm ready to push off again. Oops, it is. Down to Germany, if you know. Until tomorrow morning. Wheresoever 4 o'clock catch me. Wheresoever 4 o'clock catch me. I stop and do the reading. Now the cold breeze are coming into my ear is not the best. Cold breeze coming on my ear and make my ears causes my ear to itch. Our AG there, Mr. AG, dash off in Thanksgiving. You know, so I have some more videos to post from Thanksgiving. I don't know why I see myself a car slow down instead of go faster. It a rally down to 60 instead of staying at 70. Now what is in my head? Nah, but then look how over it. So the in the middle lane, I'm in a trouble here. And instead of going in either of those lanes, you come behind me and open up the bright lights, sir or mom. Come on now. Do better than that. I want woman. But still I mess with her phone. No more talking for me first. No more talking for right now. Yeah. May I rest assured. No more talking. Only thing I'm waiting now to find is a rest stop. I'm gonna find a rest stop. We cut the live and make a rest. Rest an hour, 2 hours, however long. It don't matter. Cause nah stress myself out. Nah have food in the car and you bathroom. Let me see what this alright, not rest stop. Desiree, you know, for me, I wait for you. Oh, Desiree, so me I go home. I go home, Desiree. Home sweet home. How are you doing, my dear sister? Yeah, me alright. Me alright. Me just here cruising on home. I reach home till about them time yeah morning cause yeah, and I reach home till morning. I mean just I go stop. Yeah. When me find one restaurant, not so long one restaurant take me show. When me find one restaurant, just I go cut the life and go cool and just me hold on not to sleep, you know, but I feel like if you sleep, you go sleep, yeah, man, because it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense if you sleep, want to sleep, but refuse to sleep. It don't make no sense. Just stretch out and lay down, hold my rest. I mean, I want to have to start chat foolishness. I don't want to talk and end up talking nonsense. What I know what I was saying. I don't know what this takes so long. I'm going to can't find no rest stop. My lord. It's take a long time. What's that nigga say? That nigga say why me love drive at night. That's a great question, sis. But the night is cool. I do not mind driving at night. Yeah, it's nice and cool. I figure, I forgot what I look fresh, but me not see. Me say fresh. I look rest, but me not see no rest stop. I dey drive me a drive. I look for a rest stop, but me not see no. While Saniki, the night driving easy now, but and I know say after that. It don't matter what time and night I drive. Oh wow. The poor deer, them come out from the bush and eat at the side of the road. Tomorrow now when you pass, you see them bloated on the side of the road. I look for a rest stop, Saniki, but I can't find none. For me, I drive, I look for rest stop. Wait, that's so far. You can't find that one, not one rest stop. Don't tell me this is not true. Come on, people, come up with a rest stop, please. How much I got? 11 o'clock. Let me see what these blue signs over here. So say, okay, rest area 2 miles. Okay, so there is a rest area 2 miles. 2 miles away. So we are going to hold that one here. And we're going to rest. And while I'm holding this rest, I'm going to shut down the live. I'm going to hold on another sleep. So I'm going to shut it down. And then I'm going to go sleep. Do what I want to do it. And when we rise up again, we open it back. Fair enough, guys? Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to rest now, preserve my battery. Yeah, so I'm serious. So, no, something not never suffered a serious yet. If I've ever stopped here, but whether or not, may I stop it tonight. And there are lots of people in the rest area, so I don't have to worry. Say, yeah, so I'm gonna be out here by myself. No, so whenever the rest area, I did stop with you, yeah. Maybe, but maybe the rest area, I stop and I did see the person. But I don't know. So guys, that's so. You're not sleeping, Sister Arliss, yeah. So me I got all a rest, but the phone here have only 25%. So if me turn off the car and leave it, it'll go drain, it'll go finish. Me not gonna have me in charge. So I have to go preserve the battery because I can't drive without my battery, without my phone have battery. So I go excuse me, I cut off the light and then go sleep. And when I wake up, if anything, may put it back on. Alright, people. So good night, lovely people. I appreciate you all, Sister Arliss. You are the real OG. Saniki, you too, and Desiree, and all the others. Yeah, I'm not the real OG, so I go all a rest right now, and I will talk to you all later, guys. All right, baby. Okay, Sister Desiree. What is going out here, so now? Them people don't start up with no foolishness in the night here, so now.